I spent 11 years building the finest restaurant on Verath Prime, floating at 18,000 meters, the most beautiful dining view in the sector. And last night a group of humans ate my best dish, complimented my chef, and then jumped off the balcony. All 6 of them. My name is Korath. I own the Endless View, a floating restaurant suspended in the upper atmosphere of Verath Prime, high enough for a breathtaking view of the cloud layers below, low enough to breathe without equipment. It took everything I had to build this place. Last night a party of 6 humans made a reservation, wonderful guests, polite, generous. They ordered the tasting menu. They complimented the wine selection. One of them said the sunset view was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. I was thrilled. First 5-star review from humans, I thought. Then they finished dessert, asked for the check, tipped 40%, and walked to the balcony. I assumed they wanted photos. They climbed over the railing. They jumped, all 6 of them, one after another, screaming. I ran to the railing, watched them fall into the clouds and disappear. I collapsed. My staff was screaming. A Velshi diner fainted. I called emergency services immediately, filed 6 death reports, began composing messages to their families. I was shaking. My chef came out and asked what happened. I said the humans jumped. He said all of them. I said all of them. We stood there in silence. My restaurant, my life's work, had just become a suicide site. I was going to lose everything. Then 23 minutes later my front desk receives a call. Hey, this is the party of 6. We landed about 4 kilometers below you. Any chance you could send the shuttle down? Also, do you guys do dessert to go? They walk back into my restaurant carrying folded fabric and harnesses, laughing, showing each other video on their devices. One of them has tears from wind in her eyes and the biggest smile I've ever seen. I am furious. I am relieved. I am mostly furious. You jumped off my restaurant. She says, yeah, skydiving. The altitude here is perfect. The cloud layers are incredible to fall through. Skydiving. They strap fabric to their bodies and fall from high places on purpose. For entertainment. I say I filed death reports. She says, oh no, I'm so sorry, we should have told you. Yes, you should have. Can we book again for next weekend? We want to bring more people. Absolutely not. I said absolutely not, but word gets out. Within a week I get 14 reservation requests from humans. Not one asks about my menu. Not one asks about the sunset I spent 2 years calibrating the altitude to perfectly frame. They ask, how high is the balcony? I turn them all down. Then a human travel blog publishes an article, Restaurant You Can Skydive Off the Endless View, Verath Prime. My reservation system crashes. More requests in 1 week than the previous 6 months. My chef says this is a disaster. My accountant says this is the most demand we've ever had. Both are correct. My accountant shows me the numbers. If I allow jumping with proper safety waivers, designated jump points, recovery shuttle, my revenue triples. If I don't, I stay the same quiet restaurant that's been slowly losing money for 2 years. My chef says this is madness. I agree. My accountant says this is money. I also agree. I look out at the cloud layers, 18,000 meters of open sky, the most beautiful view in the sector, and humans want to throw themselves into it. I call a human engineer. I say, build me a jump deck. She says, how big? I say, big enough for the idiots. She says, you're going to need a bigger shuttle. The Endless View now has 2 sections. The dining room, still beautiful, still the best sunset view on Verath Prime, still my life's work. And the jump deck, a reinforced platform extending off the east side with a runway, safety briefing area, and a sign that says fall responsibly. My food reviews went down. My revenue tripled. Humans come from 3 systems away to eat and jump. Some just jump. The most popular item on my menu isn't a dish, it's the jump package. Dinner, dessert, and a shuttle ride back up from the surface. I watch them leap off my restaurant every evening, screaming, laughing, falling through the most beautiful clouds in the sector. My chef stands next to me and says they're insane.